Yo, what's up? How are all you badasses doing out there today? Welcome back to the channel. Happy New Year to everyone. Today I want to bring you guys my top 5 least liked, most hated of 2024. I thought these movies sucked ass. That's just my opinion. Maybe you loved them, and that's cool. But to me, these were the worst of the worst that I saw personally. All right. Number 5. It's What's Inside. Yeah, this movie right here, doop, to me was just, it had a great concept. I really liked the idea of it. I thought it was cool and different and interesting. The visual style, the camera work, the lighting, all of that was amazing. The problem, though, is that these characters are absolutely terrible. They're like these Gen Z, too cool for school, pot smoking, vaping, just kind of characters, and I just absolutely hated them. I despised them. Um, and I just couldn't get into the film at all because of those characters. If they had made them, just I don't know. It's just I don't know if it's just that generational thing. I don't think every Gen Z person's like that, but for whatever reason, they love to portray them like that in movies, and it just drives me crazy. So yeah, that movie, just so you know, was directed by Greg Jardin, and it stars Brittany O'Grady, James Morosini, Gavin Leatherwood, Nina Bloomgarden, Alicia Debnam Carey. The only person I recognize in this cast is David Thompson. I believe I know him from something else, but and Alicia Debnam Carey, because she was in Fear the Walking Dead, and some other stuff as well. But yeah, just a very I just hated those characters. But, this movie does get rated fairly high on Letterboxd. It's sitting at a 3.5 on Letterboxd. So, hey, don't listen to me. Check it out yourself. Maybe you'll really enjoy it. I think if you like the characters, then the movie's going to, skyrocket for you. But sadly, I did not. And I gave that one a 1.5 star on Letterboxd. All right, number 4. We've got Watchers. Watchers, this just felt like a lot of exposition for this film, trying to explain everything and what's going on. I did like the fantasy element of it, and then it was trying something new. But once again, I did not care for these characters, and I just thought the writing overall for the film wasn't interesting to me. I appreciated the fantasy element, and kind of what they were kind of blending that with a horror vibe in a way, and I feel like it could have been a lot better, but it just wasn't. And I remember thinking that this movie was very dark as well. I didn't care for the lighting in the movie. It was just so hard to see what was going on in so many scenes too. A lot of the characters had these very blank expressions on their face. None of them had much personality or anything. So I just could not get into the film. But just so you know, you might dig it. It stars Dakota Fanning, Georgina Campbell, Olwen Fouéré, Oliver Finnegan, Alistair Brammer. I don't know. Most of these people I don't know, except for Dakota Fanning and Georgina Campbell, because Georgina Campbell was the lead actress in Barbarian, which is another film that I didn't really care for either, just because I didn't like her character. But let's see. And that was directed by Ishana Night Shyamalan, so M. Night Shyamalan's daughter. And didn't care for that one. I gave that one 1 star. And at number 3rd place here, going down the line, we got Beetlejuice. This was by far my most disappointing movie of the year because I love Beetlejuice. It's a classic from my childhood. Michael Keaton, is so amazing. The whole cast in the first film, they're just, phenomenal. And they're so quirky and weird. And Danny Elfman does the score for that movie, and the score is just everything in Beetlejuice. Michael Keaton is just, synonymous with that character. It's like, no one else could do what he does in that role. And Tim Burton brings his usual flair and everything to it. But in Beetlejuice, the sequel, I feel like you just don't get any of those things. You don't get the iconic score for very long. It's like barely in there. And it seems like all of the charm in the movie has just been sucked out of it. The characters are just, they're lifeless. I absolutely hated what they did to Lydia, her being like this, paranormal talk show host person, just didn't fit her character at all. She was a photographer. She loved taking pictures, and she liked being alone for the most part. I mean, she was a loner, very introverted, and now all of a sudden and I understand that her husband's kind of the one that got her to do it, but I just don't believe her character would be that weak-minded to fall for, her husband's bullshit, basically. So I hated the writing for her character. Michael Keaton was still really good, but not nearly as great as he was in the original. He still brought the flair and the life, and he was just working with the script that he had, but it was meh. Especially there were so many cringe, like there was like a really cringe dance number towards like the third act that I hated. And, the whole disco thing that they were doing in that one scene, I just didn't like any of that stuff. Catherine O'Hara still felt like her character for the most part. Jenna Ortega was unbelievably bland and boring in this movie. I hated her in it. Justin Theroux was, I don't know, he had a couple funny moments. Willem Dafoe was okay. Monica Bellucci was trash. Awful villain in this, and just felt very unnecessary. That was the other thing. There's so many different plot threads going, like so many things going on with all these characters. I'm like, and most of them I just hated. Like I didn't care for any of them. The only one that was somewhat interesting was Beetlejuice, and what was going on in his world as he's like running the afterlife. But I gave Beetlejuice 1 star. Oh God, so disappointing. Number 2, Night Swim. Night Swim was garbage. There you go. that was absolutely garbage. All the characters just lifeless, just nothing there. I couldn't gravitate towards any of them. I didn't care what happened to them. Live, die, go live in another fucking dimension for all I care. I just, I was just like, please let this movie end for the love of God. But yeah, you've got Wyatt Russell, who's okay, Kurt Russell's son. He's an alright actor. He was good in Everybody Wants Some, and I'm sure he was good in some other stuff too. I don't know. He's fine. Carrie Condon, I've seen her in some other things, but I can't think of them right now. But they were fine. It's just they all feel very generic. Them and their kids, and just all the characters just feel like stereotypes, basically, of like what a normal family looks like. And the movie has zero tension or atmosphere. I'm not ever scared at any point in this movie. The ghosts, demon things look so stupid. They never scared me at all. And I don't know, it's just it's a haunted swimming pool movie. Like, what the fuck are we doing? If they had played that off as like this kind of zany horror comedy, maybe it could have worked, but they're playing it so straight-laced, and I'm like, this is terrible. So yeah, I gave that half a star. I didn't like it. It was directed by Bryce McGuire. So yeah, half star for Night Swim. And then number 1 hated on my list goes to Tarot. Oh man. Now, what's funny is this has an interesting concept for like the early to mid 2000s time for a horror movie where it's like, ooh, a magic deck of tarot cards come to life and they start killing everybody, that unleash them. I love that idea. But the problem is the movie's PG-13 and you don't get any good kills because anytime someone does get, uh, murdered in the movie, it's always off screen and you just see like a splatter of blood hit the wall, and there's no carnage candy, in the movie. So it's like, what the hell, because it's basically just a slasher style with all these tarot card characters, which all the tarot card monsters, these creatures, look really cool. I dug the looks of them and the tarot cards and all that stuff. But once again, you have a group of Gen Z characters that are just, I don't like them, so once again, I'm rooting for all the characters to die. But even when they do die, it's, not fun to watch because it's PG-13. And yeah, it's like I said, if they had made this rated R and then maybe, wrote the characters to be more enjoyable or realistic, maybe actually have some real problems, that they're trying to fight through or something. I mean, I don't know. Just write good characters. Then maybe I could have liked the film, but it needed at the very least to be R-rated. And they spent around $8 million on this movie. And I just think like, oh my God, we could have gotten so many great like independent horror films from like A24 or Neon for that amount of money. But instead we just get this generic trash. And that just bums me out to no end. It's just a shame. But yeah, the movie was directed by Spencer Cohen, Anna Hallberg, and it was directed by two people, Spencer Cohen and Anna Hallberg. Okay. So, two people directed this and they still made a shit movie. Unbelievable. Okay. Good to know. It stars Harriet Slater, Adane Bradley, Avantika. The only person I know is Jacob Batalon from the new Spider-Man movies. He's like the sidekick, the guy in the van, and just a bunch of other people you don't know. Another movie that I rated low that has Olwen Ferreri in it. She was in this and The Watchers, so she was in two films not The Watchers, just Watchers. Oh no, it is The Watchers. Oh, it's weird. Well, on the poster it says, The Watchers. Okay. There's so many movies with Watcher or Watchers or The Watchers, whatever in the title, that I just want to make sure. Yeah, so it's The Watchers. And that actress is in both of those films. She's in that and Tarot, and oh my God, so bad. She was really good in Mad Max Fury Road though. She played like one of the elders, that comes along for the road trip like halfway through the movie. She was good in that, but I don't know. Yeah, this was rough. These bottom 5 films here were all pretty bad. So so that's it, guys. That's my top 5 right there. Thank you so much for watching. I will bring you my top 5 favorite movies of the year as well, but I just thought I'd kick it off with the shit first. Let me know down in the comments below what your top 5 worst films of the year were, or just even throw out a couple, whatever. I'd be curious to hear what you guys think, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.